Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're going to talk about what I carry as a basic or minimum shelter system. So stick around. For today's discussion, you'll need the following items: a container, some sort of tarp, 4 small loops, 1 large loop, a knife, lighter, cordage, minimum 50 foot, and 4 tent stakes. It's a nice day, a little bit of rain, but if it ain't raining, we ain't training. Alright, I have a couple questions from my subscribers asking me what is my typical shelter system that I have with me when I go out. And to be honest, the situation and terrain dictate what I bring with me, and usually I know that in advance, so I prepare for that. Now, with that being said, my harness that I've shown several times, I do have inside the butt pack a typical system that I use 24/7, and that's my basic or minimum kit, and I'll show that to you right now. My basic shelter system, or minimum shelter system, is based on the 5 C's of survivability. And those are container, cover, cutting tool, combustion device, and cordage. Now these 5 items right here and the shelter system form a symbiotic relationship with one another, meaning you need the 5 items to create the system, but the system is part of those 5 items, if that makes sense. Sort of like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Almost full. Alright, now taking your cordage, what you want to do is you want to cut 4 pieces, and you want to cut them approximately fingertip to elbow in length, and you want to make some loops. And you want to cut 1 more fingertip to armpit in length, and you want to tie these using the fisherman's knot. To make your loop, what you want to do is tie a fisherman's knot. So what you want to do is lay one on top of the other. I'm going to take the bottom one, go over top, and make an overhand knot. Just like that. Now the one on top, I'm going to go underneath and do an overhand knot, and then pull them together. Once you have your 4 small loops and your 1 large loop, go ahead and set these aside. Grab your remaining cordage. You want to burn this end and then tie a bowline. I'm going to grab my cordage with the bowline. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it between my fingers, and then do a simple figure 8 around my pinky and my thumb. Now when you got 3 or 4 feet of cordage left, go ahead and stop. Go ahead and take it off your finger and thumb. Now you want to take your excess cordage and you want to wrap it around. And then you're going to want to finish it off with a clove hitch. Now wrapping or hanking your paracord just like this does a few things for you. First thing it does is it keeps it condensed and allows it to stay inside your pack without getting tangled up. And second, you can grab your bowline right here and you can pull out the amount of cordage that you want with no mess. So what I want to do right now is I want to tie a ridge line using a trucker's hitch. Now I'm going to pass my remaining cordage through this loop. I'm going to pull it towards my tree. Take my index finger and thumb, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pinch that loop right there. Take my excess cordage, drape it over, reach inside that loop, and pull it through. Now I take my cordage and use it as a toggle and place it inside that loop. Reach under, pull that loop tight. From here, the last thing I want to do is grab the four corners of my tarp, and you should have loops or grommets. Grab my 4 loops that I made with the fisherman's knot, and I'll place it inside my loop or grommet, just like so. Then pass one end through the other and pull it tight. This is a lark's head knot. Now you've taken your 4 loops and you went in and secured them to the 4 corners of your tarp. Now your 5th and final loop, the large loop, you go ahead and pack this one away, because you're only going to use it when you want to take your lean-to or A-frame shelter and tie a prusik at the opposite end and pull it tight. Taking your larger loop, you're going to go ahead and tie what's called a prusik knot. To do that, what you want to do is you want to place your loop underneath, put it inside of itself, and you want to do this 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and dress it up. Just like that. Go ahead and place your loop through that grommet. Use a twig, a branch, or a tent stake as a toggle. Place it inside. Pull it tight. welcome back. Once again, this is outstanding. We constructed a basic shelter system using the 5 C's of survivability. Now let's talk about a few things. First off, your tent stakes. Do you need to have tent stakes with you when you go to the field? No, you don't. However, I'd rather spend 3 to 5 minutes making a fire than 3 to 5 minutes carving stakes in the rain. Now your loops. We went ahead and we cut 4 loops that were small and 1 that was large. The large one's for your prusik. The 4 we placed on the corners of our tarp. Now keep in mind, if you're going to do an A-frame configuration, you only need 4 loops. If you're going to do a plow point configuration, you need 3. If you're going to do a lean-to configuration, you only need 2. So I'd rather spend a couple seconds pulling off a loop than creating them and placing them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.